Hey everybody, Greg here. So kind of a mixed day so far. Markets started off like they were going to go higher, like they came back on Friday and then kind of lost steam. The Dow actually poked up intraday anyway to a new high before it started to back off. And you see how it filled the gap here and retested that pivot being that green dot, three higher lows to the left and right. So when it makes the green dot, we know that it's built an area of support. We don't know if it's going to hold. And then the next dot, of course, occurs after you got three bars to the right. And so it took that out. It's moving up, and we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll buy a pullback, and this will get back up to the high of the day. I always remind everybody it's not over until the time period ends. And so while we've got a topping tail here on the daily chart, it could be a wide range green bar by the end of the day, or it may be a red bar with a giant topping tail on it. We just don't know. And so it was up. We had a continuation pattern here. Went up on Friday, some continuation. As long as it doesn't close below a prior day's low or close deep into the prior day's low, we'll assume it's going to continue to go higher. S&Ps couldn't get out of their own way. Started out with a wide range bar on the 5-minute chart. This buy signal formed here, which I mentioned in the room, but it never triggered. And I tell you, this one, I wouldn't say trick, it's just part of our method that it needs to trade over a prior bar's high to confirm. Meaning once we get the pattern, this pulled back, it almost filled the gap, as you can see there, formed a bottoming tail bar, but it has to trade over a prior bar's high. It couldn't do it, so no harm done. So here it fills the gap, the red line, and it fails. And so it goes down, and here we are coming back off of the low, trying to make its way up in the middle of nowhere here. It's a little after 1 o'clock, almost 1:30. The 65-minute chart, opposing highs and lows, a little bit of a rejection there, support down here in the middle of the range. I'm calling the range from here and there. So just marking time, doing a lot of nothing. We got the close under a prior day's low here after that advance, but there's been no follow through to it. So we'll assume it goes up unless something changes. Changing what? Breaking down below last Thursday's low. Qs, weaker, could not get above Friday's high. Inside day, it's resting there on the 50. That tried to get going in the morning and it fell pretty hard, the hardest, sitting on support. You see the pivot on the 65-minute chart. There's actually a few pivots there. And the 50 aligned. We'll see where this ends the day. If it ends weak, odds are, probability is it can go down there and fill the gap. Why there's been no follow through, I don't know. With that buying that came in on Friday and I covered pre-market, such strong advanced decline data, above 2,000 on the close, indicated that there was strong buying, right? Black and white. It's not subjective. It's not an opinion. There was strong buying all day on Friday and into the close. And that was primarily regional banks, which are consolidating the gain. They came down here today, and it's institutions, traders want to buy near support. This way they can get out of the way if things fall apart, not after it's up a bit. So even though things can come down quite a lot, right, they can rebuild again. And, so far this could be forming just a 1, 2, 3 continuation pattern. We shall see. Financials, they were strong. They gave it back. Topping tail, day is still relatively young. It could turn around or not. SMHs were the weakest. They started with a bottoming tail bar. They took out the high there, and then sellers knocked it all the way back down, and they couldn't get it going. A few stocks here. What's up on the day? Well, you can't see it, but I have a minder there sorted by percent change on the day. And what's up most on the day is still negative, but it's an inside day. And you see negative. So semiconductors, as I'm flipping through these charts, you can see, and if I sort it the other way, what's getting, I don't know about killed, but look, it's just a bigger red bar. So semiconductors getting hit harder, and this was a little breakout failure from last week. So other opens, from the advisory letter, this looks fantastic. This pullback, it's moving up, should go higher. Donut, finally, got a nice day today, pull back toward the 50. Kind of a little bull flag type of pattern there. That's a little strong move. This one looks good. It's going higher. This one, I think Dan closed this one. Let me just see. Open advisories. I think he closed that one when it popped up. And, it should have kept going down here. So, I agree with that, but maybe it double tops and it'll go down. We'll see. But it's an oil and gas, and oil is doing well today. Look at the size of that gap up. We covered that pre-market. Futures were up, and kind of a crazy market. Just whipping back and forth, top of the range, bottom of the range, and now up to that pivot there. So oil stocks being helped by that, obviously. This one, oil and gas, popping up. This one looking pretty good. Looks great. We'll see where this ends. Keep trailing prior bars lows. This one looks like it should be able to pop above here. We'll see. It's still holding up. Similar to this one, threatening. If it can clear these highs, it should take off. Still waiting. This one's a grinder. And let me just see where Dan has the... Did he close this one? RVTY. RVTY. I guess he did. I don't see it there. This one, rejection on Friday. Let it break these lows and it should start a move lower. Waiting. Just taking forever to do nothing. This one here, BZ, is closed. And this one here, gapping up, another oil-related. So we'll see what that does there. This one looks like it could roll over. That's a call spread. This was a call spread. Looks fine. This one looks fine. Call spread. SMH looks fine. So overall, picks are doing well to doing fine or okay. And markets are kind of marking time here, waiting for what? I guess more news. We'll see. The big news isn't coming until the latter part of the week, that economic news. And then, of course, we got the earnings on NVIDIA on Wednesday. And that's just marking time, doing a lot of nothing here. So we'll just have to see, how things play out here so far. Made a little cautious, don't have great patterns. So as we do, we'll become more active. If you have any questions, email us. Greg and Dan at Master Trader.